campaign, the only sub-500 team in the playoffs. The Bulls control the tip. The officials, Jake O'Donnell, Joe Forte, and Ron Garrettson. And game number 2 is underway. Bulls coming off the 126-85 clobbering on Thursday. Here is Jordan. Yes. Michael Jordan during the regular season averaged 31 points in 4 games against the Knicks, shooting 56%. Tucker for 3. You saw the double team immediately on Ewing, who got it back outside, but Tucker not able to hit. Now Grant posting on Oakley, and Jordan with a tough angle shot.
Michael Jordan, a player who's taken his game into different areas and improved. His perimeter game was questioned initially. Michael Jordan knocks him out from the outside. Now
single coverage on Ewing, who fired from deep. Pippen on the rebound, and the Bulls are on the move again. Cheeks with the steal, and the crowd reacts close to a palming violation by Maurice Cheeks, who did not have a good one here Thursday. A 3 attempted by Vandeweghe, and Oakley able to get to it. Ewing, and he tips it home.
You mentioned that last time down, Patrick Ewing only had single coverage on him. If Cartwright can bump him away from the low block, make him step out a ways, they will not have to come and double team. It's when he catches it in the red paint area, that's when Chicago will double team, and quickly.
Pippen played by Vandeweghe. Here's Vandeweghe. It's a foul. And John McLeod, off the bench in a hurry, was upset about the call.
Chicago has such great athletes in transition defense. They have 3 white shirts back already as New York tries to run a fast break. They change ends of the floor so well. Defense to offense and offense back to defense.
The Knicks have opened up, hitting 1 of their first 5. Chicago with a 4-2 lead. A quick release by Grant. And Tucker with a good play to get it out of the hands of Jordan. Again, the crowd looking for a travel. Nice pass from Oakley, and Vandeweghe has tied it at 4.
Already we can see that New York has opened up its offense a little bit as Scottie Pippen takes it the length of the floor, misses the layup. New York trying to play a little more freely today, take some of those chains off him.
Well, actually, the Knicks in game number 1 opened up in decent fashion. Close ball game until the final minutes of the first quarter, and then the Bulls pulled away. Foul call on Oakley. He took a shot in the mouth. It was at one point a 21-19 game, and then it got away. It was over in the second quarter.
Chicago rotating, comes with hands, very aggressive. They force turnovers. They make things happen. They're one of the best in the league at creating easy scoring opportunities through their defense.
3 minutes in, and the game is tied at 4. They isolate Jordan on Tucker, and Tucker played him well. Cartwright, he ran into a Jordan, but a nice move by Cartwright. He brushed with his teammate. The Knicks wanted to travel, but Cartwright has given his club a 6-4 lead.
And we see the matchup down there. Charles Oakley is playing against Cartwright instead of Ewing, trying to cut back on a number of personal fouls that Ewing picks up.
Here's Ewing. Yes. Jordan started to come over as if he would double up and then stop back.
Chicago calls that their deep drop on defense. Get back as far as you can where you know you can still get back to your man, particularly a Trent Tucker, who's a 3-point threat.
And Cartwright goes right at Oakley and draws the foul. And Mike, no question about the intent of the Chicago Bulls off the Cartwright-Oakley matchup. We're seeing Cartwright a bit more active.
Well, from the beginning of the game, I'm sure Chicago talked about going at the center position. Cartwright gives a little up and under move right here, gets Ewing in the air. He's being very aggressive offensively. This is something they've talked about. If they can pick up fouls on Ewing, obviously it's to their advantage.
Bill Cartwright in past years, a very solid free throw shooter, but not the case thus far this season at a career low 70%. He says his mechanics have been abnormally bad because he hasn't gone to the line as often as in past years. But he says that he can feel that the stroke is returning.
Well, Bill Cartwright has always had excellent touch shooting the basketball. Sometimes it leaves you, and then you have to find a way of getting it back again. A concern right now, though, for John McLeod, do you leave Charles Oakley on the floor with 2 personal fouls this early in the basketball game?
Bulls 8 and the Knicks 6. Shot clock is down to 5. Ewing over Cartwright. Here comes Jordan. Paxson with the open shot. Yes. The Bulls 10 and the Knicks 6.
John Paxson shooting about 55% from the floor, and he is not a guy who drives it a lot to the basket. He's a pull-up jump shooter with a deadly eye.
Did not have a good one in game 1. Cartwright with the steal. Paxson a 2 for 8 on Thursday. Jordan changed his mind. Grant goes with it. 12-6.
Well, I think John McLeod needs a timeout here to try and get this group back under control. Turnovers are what exploded the game last time for Chicago against New York. Already, we see those problems again surfacing.
And I have the feeling the Knicks lost their composure late first quarter, early second. Cartwright in a battle with Ewing, prompting the reaction. Ewing, once again, a one-on-one move, and Patrick Ewing is opened up, hitting 3 out of 6 from the field. The Bulls lead at 12-8.
Looks to me like Phil Jackson said, hey, let's come out in the first quarter and just play him straight up, see what adjustments they've made, then we'll go back to double teaming him.
And Cartwright at the other end continues to take advantage of Charles Oakley.
As we know, playoffs become mismatch situations. Taking advantage of it, we saw it in the Golden State game yesterday. Again, they're going at the mismatch. Too much size for Cartwright over Oakley.
Oakley was hit by timeout, Chicago. And now the Bulls take a timeout and hear it from the crowd as they head back to the bench. 6:21 remaining in this first quarter. It's the Bulls leading it 14-8. Cartwright and Ewing mixing it up here in the early moments. In game 1 Thursday night here in Chicago, the Bulls walloped the Knicks by 41 points. The Knicks' worst ever playoff defeat. I talked about it earlier with John McLeod.
Marv, I was embarrassed. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was mad. I was upset. And hopefully our club was too. I mean, we got shellacked. There's no way to get around that.
We got shellacked. No way to get around it. And what made it worse for the Knicks players this week, they're walloped on Thursday night. They had to spend quite a bit of time here in the city of Chicago, and they were even being taunted around the hotel the last couple of days. That's even more of a crusher.
If you've coached or played in the NBA, we've all had that feeling, experienced it at one time or another.
Hearing these sarcastic remarks from fans as you're walking in the hotel lobby. Well, Patrick Ewing off to a 3 for 6 start. The Bulls lead it 14-8.
3 for 6, but already 6 shot attempts. Last game, only 7 for the entire game.
Tucker with an open 3. So Trent Tucker, who missed his first 2 attempts, is able to connect.
Do they need that? Just open it up a little bit so that Ewing has a little more room inside to operate.
Both clubs remaining the same following the timeout. Grant. Knicks with Cheeks and Tucker at the guards. Ewing, Oakley, Vandeweghe up front. Ewing off the fake. Rebounded by Oakley. And the Bulls lead by 1.
It's a big gamble for John McLeod to leave him in the game right now, but he feels if he's got a chance to win this thing, he has to have Oakley on the floor to try and help out on the glass. This is not a real good rebounding team, the New York Knicks.
And that despite the fact that they have individually 2 of the better rebounders in the league in Ewing and Oakley, but not much else in terms of help off the boards. Ewing, yes, no question about the intent of Patrick Ewing going right at the Bulls here in the opening moments, and he's given the Knicks a 15-14 lead. Now the other side of the ledger, and the Knicks have certainly seen it throughout the year, is that you do not want... There's a block by Cheeks, and Pippen back. Cheeks goes right at him, and the Knicks lead it 17-14. The other side of the picture is the Knicks must get a balance. You don't want it too much, Patrick Ewing, and during the course of the season they were hurt by that. There were several Knicks players unhappy about the fact that Ewing was taking too many shots.
Wait a minute, isn't this what we heard about Chicago at the end of last year? More people have to become involved if they're going to win a championship. We need to distribute the shots around.
Jordan's three way off. Ewing on the rebound, dribbles through the pack, goes all the way. Patrick Ewing taking charge to make it 19-14.
If you ever question his ability as an athlete, you saw it right there. Rebound the ball, dribble at the length of the floor against Michael Jordan, and convert at the other end.
11 unanswered points by the Knicks, who have been lifted by number 33, Patrick Ewing. He's hit for 10. And a timeout has been called by Chicago as Phil Jackson wants to talk it over. The New York Knicks have come out very strong here in the first quarter. They've hit their last 4 field goal attempts, sparked by the play of Patrick Ewing, an 11-0 run by the Knicks, who are looking to get some emotion into it. This has not been a club that has shown many signs of emotion during the course of the season.
I think it's just so much more fun to play, and I know it's more fun to coach when people do it with enthusiasm, with spirit, with emotion, when they show some excitement for what they're doing.
Knicks lead it 19-14. Pippen hit on a reach-in. Scottie Pippen, who burned the Knicks on Thursday night, yet to score. Vandeweghe picked up the foul, his second.
John McLeod starting out the conventional defensive matchups, but we'll be ready to switch if Pippen starts hurting Vandeweghe too much.
Jordan off the spin to the scoop. A spectacular shot by Michael Jordan. Knicks by 3.5 left in this opening quarter. Nice look by Ewing. Grant, though, able to reject. Oakley came over late, but got a piece of it.
And Ewing that time bumped out of the low post position, turned, faced up, and found his teammate down low. Nice passing for the 7-footer inside.
Here is Ewing, and he is on fire, hitting from all angles. Ewing now with 12, 6 for 10 from the field.
That presents such a problem for a coach when a guy has the ability to make those shots, but you understand that's not the best way to play. As Cartwright takes it right into Ewing's face, scoring, trying to draw a foul on the big guy.
Meanwhile, Bill Cartwright has played well, 8 points. He's 3 for 3 from the floor.
I was saying before that the problem with Ewing shooting those is he's not near the offensive boards. He doesn't get fouled a lot. And then if he misses, they're running out.
Ewing again! And he is eating up the Bulls. Cartwright is not getting help. It's, for the most part, been one-on-one play. Knicks now lead at 23-18.
In game 1, the Bulls came right away to double team. They discouraged Patrick Ewing by staying home early. They've let him get some confidence up here.
Vandeweghe played Pippen well, but Scottie Pippen has raised that outside shot to a new level. And for Scottie, his first field goal. Knicks lead it 23-20. Shot clock worked down to 6. Tucker with 3 on the 24. And last touch by Ewing. It will be Chicago ball.
Michael Jordan was anticipating the trap. He dribbled around Ewing, pulls it back, concentration all the way on the front of the rim. Patrick shows the ball, gets caught right in the air, and then takes it home. That's what we're talking about as far as being aggressive.
Back to the live action. A nice backdoor pass for Grant. His second field goal. And the Knicks lead is 23-22 with 1:40 remaining in this first quarter. Ewing has 14. Jordan has 6 points. The Knicks offense has been all Patrick Ewing. Carol Wilkins getting set to check in for the first time. Shot clock is down to 2, so Cheeks had to force it, and hits a three-point force by Maurice Cheeks, and he hit it. Knicks lead at 26-22.